Hello, my friend. You're listening to the Sort Yourself Out podcast. This week, we're discussing the way you need to think to create the things you want in your life. I'm your host, Janine Hunt, natural health therapist for over 30 years, hypnotherapist, lifelong student, and spiritual seeker. I like to seek out the most effective practices and techniques that provide the greatest bang for my buck and the fastest route to freedom from whatever is holding us back. I can't wait to share with you these powerful techniques so that you too can sort yourself out, know deeper meaning in your life, and best of all, a sense of inner peace. So let's get started. Well, hello there, and thank you so much for joining me today. We've got a juicer going today. It's a biggie on all levels. It affects every aspect of your life. Today, we're talking about how to think on purpose so that you can create what you want in your life. Have you heard the principle that you get what you focus on? That's only part one of the principle. Wait for this. Part two is whether you want it or not. Wow, that adds some important info. You get what you focus on, whether you want it or not. This is something that we should be taking into account. We've all got our dreams and goals and desires, but so often we're focused on the here and now, where those goals have not yet manifested. Our consciousness is firmly focused on the lack, the absence of what we want. For example, I want a better job. I hate my job so much. I want more money. I can barely pay my bills. I want a loving, caring partner. I'm so sick of all these duds. I want to be healthy. I feel so unwell. So you notice here that each of the subjects of what is wanted is really two subjects. There's what's wanted and the lack of it. Now, you've probably heard me say it before. I say it a lot. Energy follows thought. Our thought power is the creative force in our lives. Anyone who wants to create anything does so by the power of sustained and focused thought. Now I'm going to get a little weird on you here. This goes for an entity like the solar logos, the life that animates our solar system, who wants to create a solar system, right down to us, we humans, who have the ability to consciously create our reality as well. Now, I doubt you've got create a solar system on your to-do list, but as we're talking about a universal principle, the ancient truism, as above, so below, applies. According to the law of analogy, the creative process is the same for an entity wanting to create a solar system, or even for a little wee human wanting to create a garden, earn more dosh, improve their health, start a business, or invent a new gadget, whatever. In fact, not only is humanity imbued with this same power that unfathomable entities wield to create solar systems, planets, and the kingdoms of nature, the ageless wisdom tells us that this is the leading edge of evolution for humanity. It is what we are meant to be discovering and learning and developing at this current phase in our evolution. And you may have noticed that indeed this idea that we create our reality is so prevalent in the hearts and minds of humanity these days. It's everywhere. So here's how it works. Thought energy is the creative force behind everything that has manifested in our physical reality. All is energy. And when we energize a desire or a goal, we are stepping down energy from the high frequency vibration of an idea or a thought to the lower vibration of the dense physical plane reality. So when you think about something repeatedly, you are creating what's known as a thought form by energizing the idea on the mental plane. You are formulating it, creating the blueprint for what you want to materialize. You are literally impressing the idea on the substance of the mental plane. Next, you feel it in your emotional body, bringing it one step lower into the denser matter of the emotional plane. And as you repeatedly nourish this idea, you are programming and sweeping into motion the elemental substance of the physical plane so that your goal can manifest in the physical reality, aka your life. Holy cow! So, as Edgar Cayce said in his book on the Akashic Records, thoughts are things. Thoughts are literally deeds in the mental realm that influence the material world. So I just want to nip back to where I was a moment ago to highlight two aspects of this creative process that I want to talk about today. Firstly, that each subject is really two. There's the wanted aspect and the unwanted aspect, the part you want to change. Secondly, that we can consciously create our reality. The key word here is consciously, because our thoughts are creating our reality, whether we're aware of them or not. But if we want to create what we really want, then we need to be consciously directing our thought energy towards the wanted and not the unwanted. Now, I know that that can be difficult when you're in the midst of some unwanted or undesirable situation. So it's really important that we understand and take on board and apply this knowledge in our lives. Our past thinking has created the unwanted situation we're in today. So we need to consciously manage our thinking in the here and now, and in the next now, and the next now, and the next now, if we want to get to where we want to be. We need to continually direct our focus to the wanted and not the unwanted. We need to continually energize the wanted even when we are living in the situation that we want to change, the unwanted situation. If you are always taking notice of where you are now, and that's not what you want, you'll only get more of it down the road. In the past, you may have been bumbling along, creating the same scenario over and over because you were always thinking the same undisciplined, unconscious thoughts. It's not that this is just who you are, or even that this is your lot in life. It's that until you change that thought form or pattern of thinking, you are continuously recreating the same life experience. Now, back to the first aspect of the creative process, that each subject is really two subjects, the wanted and the unwanted. Listen to this quote from Abraham Hicks. There is no such thing as no in an attraction-based, inclusion-based universe. That means that when you are focusing on the problem and the unwanted, you are bringing more of that future into your reality. We do this on a large scale as well. With things like our war on drugs and our war on terrorism, we are literally energizing and giving more life to the very things that we do not want. So this week, I'm asking you to think on purpose. I want you to be aware of consciously wielding your thought energy. When you catch yourself focusing on what you don't want, stop doing it. Bring back to your mind that you are dealing with universal principles here. It works like this for everybody, so don't go thinking you're exempt. Like, oh, it never works for me. You're not special in that sense. It is a universal law that is always working for everyone, no exceptions, whether you're aware of it or not. So let's be aware of our thoughts. Now we can practice meditation and mindfulness to become aware of our thoughts. Those are great practices for that. And we can choose to energize only those thoughts that will get us where we want to be. Okay, we're not there yet, but if we don't make this shift to thinking on purpose, we never will be. And if we are in the midst of unpleasant circumstances and it's hard to make that shift, then focus on some area of your life that is working, that is pleasant. Appreciate the little things in life that you generally take for granted. Seek out things to be grateful for. This focus on good and positive stuff will help to lift you out of the negativity that would only create more of what you don't want and get you on the path to feeling better, to feeling more positive, and to feeling more hopeful. You will be energizing thoughts of a higher order. And guess what? That will bring experiences of a higher order into your life. So you've got to start somewhere. Accept the responsibility for being a conscious creator. Remember, this is what you, as a human, have incarnated to explore in this lifetime. So start consciously thinking about what you do want and have fun with it. Experiment, be playful. Remember that this will get you where you want to go. Now, it is the nature of life that things don't manifest instantly. So keep on thinking about what you do want. And especially acknowledge and appreciate when you manifest things. Take notice of these things, big or small. This will give you confidence in your power as a creator and let you see that your processes are working. And sometimes we may be focusing on what we want, but we've got a blockage, some past conditioning that hinders us from creating the thing we want. You know, like you want to create a more abundant life for yourself, but you've got this background programming active that says money doesn't grow on trees. It's so hard to get ahead. Money is evil. People with money are arrogant and selfish. Blah, blah, blah. There's so many of these kinds of negative, limiting beliefs floating around, and you've probably heard a lot of them. So, if you think you've got something like this going on, go listen to episode 43, where I discuss what blocks you from manifesting your desires and how you can get around that. Also, check out episode 4, how to liberate yourself from your self-sabotaging beliefs, thoughts, and habits. To learn to manage your thoughts so you can think on purpose, check out episode 22. It's all about meditation, and episode 37, which teaches you easy mindfulness techniques that get you started toot sweet. That means now. We've been talking about thoughts today and managing them so that you can think on purpose. But there's another great practice you can use to be proactive in creating what you want, and that is visualization. So, to help you out, I have a free guide you can download that teaches visualization and how to amplify your visualization sessions. It's my no fluff, all you need to know essentials to start consciously creating your ideal life today. You can get it at theinspirationcloud.com/SYO50. That's SYO50. And I'll put a link in the show notes. And I have a couple of episodes on visualization as well that you can check out. Go look at episode 45, How to Visualize Successfully. And I think it might be maybe episode 5 as well, 5 or 6. Now, if you're interested in taking your well-being to the next level and being better than happy, why don't you sign up to the waitlist for my upcoming Inner Circle membership? I've been talking about this for ages, I know, but you know what it's like. Things always take longer than you think. But I'm getting there, and it's getting so close. So the Inner Circle is a monthly membership where I'll be teaching my most powerful top-down techniques to sort yourself out, to free yourself of your hang-ups and blockages, to take charge of your mind, and to nourish your soul. If you've been listening to this podcast, you'll know that I'm all about giving you the tools you need to transform your life. And in the Inner Circle, there will be mini courses, hypnosis sessions, guided meditations, EFT tapping videos, neurolinguistic programming techniques, mindfulness training, the ageless wisdom teaching, and so much more. So that wherever you are on your path to greater well-being, you can start right there and then take the next step when you're ready. You'll have all the tools, practices, and techniques that you need to not just heal your life, but to make it more meaningful, fulfilling, peaceful, and beautiful. That is better than happy. And I'm making this transformation process enjoyable for you using these really fun and engaging animated videos that you're going to love. So it's not going to be boring slideshows and talking head videos with my head there going blah, blah, blah. Seriously, you're going to love learning this way. It's so fun. So if you're ready to transform your well-being and be better than happy and would like to be kept informed, go on over to theinspirationcloud.com/membership to get on the wait list, and I'll keep you in the loop. Okay, my friend, that is all for today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really do appreciate it. So take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. I really hope you found it helpful and full of uplifting ideas that you can put into practice in your life. And if you have, chances are your friends and family will too. So please share it with them on social media. You'll be helping them to sort themselves out, because I bet you think they need it, right? But seriously, you'll also be doing me a huge favor, and I will be eternally grateful for your generosity. It would also be lovely if you would leave me a review on iTunes, preferably a nice one, please. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast while you're there. If you have any questions or would like me to address a certain topic, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at info@theinspirationcloud.com. Have a good one, folks. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.